Good afternoon, North Georgia. Meteorologist Angel Wilson here with our weekly weather update. Now, typically we like to do these on Wednesdays and then also on Sundays. We do it typically on Wednesdays at 2:30 and then Sundays at 11 o'clock. But this week we have pushed our Wednesday one back to Thursday since we do have a chance for some strong storms on Friday. Then we also had a few other things going on here at the studio just yesterday. We weren't able to do a recording. So let's talk a little bit about this threat that we have as we head throughout the day on Friday. First off, a look across the southeast for today. It is quiet out there. Now that trend is going to continue at least for today, but we head into tomorrow, those rain chances are going to really ramp up. Looking out across the southeast, you do see cloud cover is starting to pick up in some spots out towards Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Seeing some upper level cloud cover move over there, some filtered sunshine out at the airport where there's no delays and temperatures are at 60 degrees at the moment. It is 57 out towards Midtown. They're seeing a little bit more blue sky out there as of 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. So some of this information is live information, but we're about to jump into the forecast and you're going to see that extra information in a moment, just in case you are watching this at a later time. Looking at satellite and radar, you see that we do have that cloud cover again, mainly on the southern tier of the viewing area or the southern tier of areas south of Atlanta, stretching into the middle Georgia region. That cloud cover is going to, again, continue to kind of move off to the north as we head throughout the next few days here. Now, looking further off to the west, I want you to look way over here towards Arizona, stretching into portions of New Mexico. Our next system is getting set up, and we are going to end up getting, again, those storms for tomorrow. And it's going to bring a lot cooler air, too. You expect some cold conditions as we head throughout this weekend, much different from what we have today. Right now, it is 60 degrees in Atlanta. We have 60 in Marietta, 55 in Canton, 57 in Duluth as of 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. Temperatures, they've been pretty much around average today. We are above average. You know, the average around this time of year is 54 for the high. Of course, we're up into the 60s. Taking a look at the next few hours here, you see the temperatures will be dipping back down to the 40s tonight. Still mostly clear, but cloud cover is really going to start to thicken up here as we head into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Don't forget to download the 11 Alive app. It can be a great tool to have in your pocket whenever we have storms that are possible. We have that chance for a few isolated severe storms tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that. Having this is a great tool because not only can you see the radar live, you can get alerts to your phone whenever there could be a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning in your area. You have that ability to get updates right there to your phone and also watch updates like the one you're seeing right now live by clicking that little button there at the bottom whenever you see Watch Live. Also, make sure you download the 11 Alive Plus app on your Roku and Fire TV devices. We're also on Apple TV. Great ways to get your news information. So let's talk a little bit about the severe weather risk that we have for Friday. Again, we have a marginal risk for far northeast Georgia, right close up to the North Carolina state line. And then you see the slight risk for severe weather for most of North Georgia, really almost all of it. And then you see the enhanced risk way over towards Mississippi and Alabama. Now, you may remember just earlier this morning and yesterday, we had an enhanced risk over North Georgia. Well, now it looks like the system has shifted a little bit, and our threat isn't going to be as high for severe weather here in North Georgia. Now down to more of just an isolated storm or two that could be strong to severe. The threat's still similar, a medium threat for some heavy rain, flooding at a low level chance for damaging wind, and a very low chance of a brief spin-up tornado. I think those risks are going to be a little bit higher for those further off towards our west. So let's go through the timeline for this. Forecast track shows that for today, again, we will stay drier. For tonight, the cloud cover will eventually start to build in, especially for the early hours of tomorrow morning, as this big area of low pressure further off to the west moves closer to us. Today, we have high pressure impacting us, plenty of sunshine, but again, everything starts to shift as we head throughout the day tomorrow. Moving through tomorrow morning, we start off with temperatures in the 40s, a few isolated showers possible as we head throughout the morning time frame. Getting to noon, we're going to start to see some thunderstorm activity just off to our west, impacting portions of western to central Alabama, and that's just going to continue to shift off to the east, and that will be the cluster of storms that brings our severe risk on Friday. So everything you're seeing there around noon Friday, just general shower activity. Moving, though, closer on towards 1, 2 o'clock, that's going to be when storms start to ramp up a little bit more. Taking a look off, again, just to our west between Birmingham and the state line here for Alabama and Georgia, you see some of these more intense clusters of storms where you're seeing some of the reds and oranges. Again, an isolated storm or two within that could be strong to severe. That's by 2:30. Moving on to about 4:30, that line of storms approaches the Atlanta metro. We'll be passing through from 4:30 to 5, so during the evening commute, it could get a little wet out there, which could mean a little bit more of a slowdown for that evening commute on Friday. But by 6:30, I think all the storms will be moving out of here. Take a look at these winds, really gusting. We're going to have some strong winds behind, bringing in some cooler air. Look at the temperatures by the time you're waking up on Saturday. We move into Saturday morning, temperatures are down in the 20s and 30s. We are going to be drier for the weekend. That's the good news, but it's a lot colder. Temperatures in the 40s for highs there Saturday. We do that again on Sunday. Now, moving into early next week, there's going to be another system that brings the potential for a little bit of light rain at times, maybe even a few flurries. That would be overnight Monday into Tuesday morning. Right now, it's not looking like any accumulations from that, but a few flurries could be possible. It's something we're going to keep a close eye on. And again, that's going to be early next week. So let's move through the timeline. We have our first system, this big area of low pressure moving across the eastern half of the United States. And then we get drier for the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. Then we move into Monday. Take a look at what's going on up here towards Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri. But as that system moves closer to us, it's going to encounter a lot of dry air, kind of get eaten away, and we're going to have kind of a drier pass of it for us. Maybe a few flurries again, but nothing too impressive there as it passes over us for Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then by Wednesday, drier again. So let's take a look at the rain over the next 7 days. How much can we expect to accumulate? It's looking like anywhere from 1/2 of an inch to an inch of rain at most across the region. Nearly all of this is going to be occurring for Friday. So that's going to be our best shot for rainfall. Of course, we've already had plenty of rain this month, especially thanks to what we got on the 9th, on Tuesday. We got 2.75 inches of rainfall, a significant amount of rain. One of the heaviest rain totals or highest rain totals that we've had in quite some time for one day. And that was even more rain than what we had for 6 months of 2023. So looking back in 2023, you notice that in July, it picked up less than 2 3/4 of an inch of rain. May picked up less than that. February less than that. We had September less, October, November. It was a lot of rain that we had there back in just 2 days ago on Tuesday. But it was much needed. Again, we finished up 2023 in a drought. We still have the drought in place across much of the region. Something important to note about the drought monitor. It comes out every Thursday morning. So this morning it came out, and you see that there's still a lot of moderate to severe drought. And you may be saying, well, hold up. How do we still have drought when we got that much rain? Well, the drought monitor only takes into account rainfall every Tuesday morning through Tuesday morning. So this is not taking into account the rain that we actually got on Tuesday. I think it's about 8 a.m. is the cutoff time. This is not taking into account all that rainfall. So all that rainfall will be accounted for next week's drought monitor, and we're going to see a crazy amount of improvement in this map with the moderate drought really getting trimmed back, I'm sure, severe drought. You notice that even without Tuesday really being included, the extreme drought's already trimmed out of much of the region. We don't have any actually in Georgia anymore. So we've managed to get rid of the exceptional drought weeks ago. Extreme drought is now trimmed back, and let's hope we can also get rid of some of this moderate to severe drought as well. Your 7-day forecast showing us that we do have the mostly sunny sky today. Chesley was in this morning. He chose today as the pick of the week. It is a great day out there. Make sure that you get out and enjoy it, especially with those temperatures being so warm. We move into tomorrow. The thunderstorm activity picks up, and look at the temperatures really plummet as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Lows in the 20s and 30s, highs in the 40s to 50s. It is going to be cold. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is going to be on Monday. You see a slight change for rain. It is going to be chilly. There's going to be a slight change for a little bit of shower activity late. And we're talking light showers if we get anything. And then overnight into Tuesday, maybe a few flurries. That 20% chance on Tuesday is going to be mainly for the morning time frame. 20s for lows, 30s for highs. It is going to be cold. And you see that we stay with that cold weather as we head into Wednesday. So a lot of freezing conditions as we head into early next week. First of all, we get through Saturday morning. Saturday morning, there's going to be some spots that drop below freezing. What you're seeing here is the cutoff of the freezing line. That's the really cold air mass as it sweeps across the United States. Look down towards Texas. they're going to have a freeze as far south as the Corpus Christi area. So way into South Texas, down through the San Antonio region, they'll have a freeze. You know, this is going to be a significant air mass that's sweeping across. Not as bad as what we had a few years ago with that big cold that they had out there in Texas, but still a significant amount of cold air moving across the southeast. And that's what we can expect again as we head into the middle to end of next week, with a little bit more of a rebound in the temperatures by, I'm thinking, just outside of the 7-day forecast. But looking at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, while we may get a little bit of a rebound there for the end of next week, just beyond the 7-day forecast, it looks like the trend overall for day 8 through day 14 will be below average temperatures, which would mean that we could have a lot more freezes, and then temperatures in the afternoon could still only be rising into the 40s for highs. So we could be getting a lot of cold days ahead of us here as we head into the end of January, and maybe some drier days, which is a little bit more welcome now that we've had a ton of rainfall. Day 8 through day 14 looking like it'll bring below average rainfall. I will say January is on average one of our wetter months of the year, so we could still get some rain within that time frame, but again, the trend is showing drier than average. Your Peach State outlook shows us that we have the thunderstorms for Friday, and then the entire state of Georgia gets a little bit cooler there for Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's still not looking too bad down towards Savannah, though. A lot of sunshine and temperatures around 60. And then if you're going to be taking any weekend getaways anywhere across the southeast, maybe over this weekend, expecting that thunderstorm activity again on Friday. Drier for Saturday and Sunday, right where you want to see the drier air, but it will be colder for everybody, even down in Destin, where highs in 50s and 60s. And then rain chances start to ramp up again for many locations as we head into early next week. Finally, your Georgia State Park forecast showing us that as we head throughout the day tomorrow, if you wanted to go out and take a hike, get out early, because for the afternoon, the thunderstorm activity moves in. We have the threat for severe weather. Again, if you're going to hike tomorrow, make sure that you do it early. That way you don't get caught in a thunderstorm. You want to make sure that you're staying safe. You also don't want to be any heavy rainfall, especially since we already had a lot of rain just this past week. And then the ground's just going to get more saturated with the additional rain, and then we're going to have the strong wind behind that front. It could mean that we could end up losing a few more trees just because of how saturated the soil is. So again, please be safe if you're going to be out there doing any hiking. So I'm going to bring back up the 7-day forecast. I hope everybody can have a wonderful week ahead of them. Of course, we'll keep everybody updated right here at 11 Alive. Meteorologist Chester McNeil's in every morning to give everyone updates Monday through Friday. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb on in the evenings. In the afternoons, you can catch Meteorologist Melissa Nord Monday through Friday, and then catch myself on Saturday and Sunday mornings, meteorologist Andrew Wilson, and then meteorologist Nicole Hartford. She's out right now on her maternity leave, but she will be back just in a few weeks, and you can catch her every weekend evening once she returns. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead of them. We'll, of course, continue to keep you updated right here at 11 Alive on 11alive.com and with that 11 Alive app.